Now, as you can see, we have good old level 30 Devil's Fangs. Increase the debuff hit by 60%. Yo, what's going on here, Clash? Welcome back. Woo-hoo-hoo, baby. When it comes to the talents, is a make or break type scenario, just like the ruins, just like the armor slash gear, and just like the artifacts. Talents are extremely pertinent in the game when it comes to PvP and PvE. PvE meaning player versus environment, aka bots, or proving grounds, or whatever you face a computer, pretty much. PvP being player versus player, the Crucible, and the Crucible is the best. Let's go. Really quick, the devs should really upgrade the prizes, just saying.
All they have to do is rotate the prizes. That's it.
With that being said, here we go, the talents. First things first, you have legendary talents. We're going to quickly go through these. We have Precision Strike, which is increased damage to warriors, hunters, and assassins by 20%. A lot of these are self-explanatory. Towards the end of the video, I have a little test for you guys as well, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's jump straight into the talents. First things first, you have its legendary talent. You have Precision Strike, Shadow Assault, Esper Shield, Battle of Knowledge, and Oath of Death. I don't even know if I said that correctly. Oof. So first things first, let's start off at the top. Increased damage to warriors, hunters, and assassins by 20%. It's very self-explanatory. Shadow Assaults. Increased damage to mages and priests by 20%. Now this one I feel like is slept on because Natalie is a mage, and trust me, pay attention to the legendary talent. I already know if you're a new player, at some point when it comes to PvE in the Adventureland, I call it Adventureland even though it's adventures, you're going to come across Natalie and she's going to decimate, she's going to obliterate, she's going to eradicate your team. I got you, don't worry, in a future video though. Esper Shield. At the start of the battle, gain a shield equal to 25% of max HP for 2 turns. This is very, very pertinent, and we'll talk about it later. We have Battle of Knowledge. When unable to take action, recover 10% of max HP and gain 10% attack and armor for 2 turns. I think that's absolutely garbage. Never use this. Honestly, there's never been a time where I actually used this on it. This Battle of Knowledge, more like just boring knowledge. It's pointless. And then you have ODE of Death. This one's actually pretty good. When an ally dies, grant a shield equal to 200% of attack to the weakest ally. This effect can only be triggered once every turn, right? So I would say that's the second weakest one, but it's not too bad. I would say the strongest one are the attack ones, the offensive ones, or the defensive one, which is the Esper Shield. That being said, moving on to Mythic Talents. We have Fatal Blow. When reducing a target's HP below 50% with a short-range skill, launch that deals 250... Jeez. Fatal Blow. When reducing a target's HP below 50% with a short-range skill, launch that deals 250% of attack as damage. Yo, can y'all reword this? Oh my goodness, jeez, it's bothering me. But anyways, Giant Killer. When attacking targets with higher HP, deal 30% bonus damage. Very self-explanatory. Right? Weak Point. Attacks ignore 50% of the target's armor. And sounds pretty nice. So long story short, if they have 1,000,000 health and 1,000,000 armor, and you do 1,000,000 damage, that means half of that damage is going to affect the armor, and the other half is going to affect the health, which means they'd have 500 to 1,000 left on each, right? However, that does fluctuate depending on what kind of runes you have, artifact, and armor. Gear. Armor. Oh, man. So moving on to the next one, Vital Armor. When receiving an attack, inflict 1 mark on the attacker, reducing their damage to the marker by 6%. Stacks up to 5 times, aka 30% in 5 rounds. However, this one is good for PvE. I would never use this in PvP. Nah. With that being said, Selfless Protection. Protect the ally with the highest attack and heal them for 50% of HP at the end of the turn. If the target's HP falls below 30%, instantly heal them for 300% of attack. The effect has a 3-turn cooldown, so pretty much a one and done unless you're in the good old PvE battles, going to round 15 like a boss, like Lord Battle. So moving on to the good old, actually, nope, the best and the worst. In my opinion, the worst one, Honestly, these all are pretty good. There actually isn't a worse one. They're all pretty good to choose from, depending on who your hero is, right? Moving on to Transcendent Talent, you have Excess Heal. I like this one so much. Convert 50% of excess healing into a shield, max strength equal to 50% of max HP. This effect can trigger once every 2 turns. I really like this one, that's all I'm going to say. Wrathful Curse, aka Ghost Curse. I just want to point this out. I have to say it one more time. Hero Clash devs, if something doesn't need to be changed, please don't change it. Because this was called Ghost Curse, and I thought it was beautiful. It was nice. Oh, hell, equip Ghost Curse. And then I started teaching someone, hey, equip Ghost Curse. They're like, bro, what the heck is Ghost Curse? I'm like, dude, can you read, bro? Transcendent Talent? Ghost Curse? I look at it, I'm like, Wrathful Curse? Stop it. Stop switching it, please. There's no legit good... I can't think of a good reason to switch. It is what it is. The next one,
Cathexis. Yep, I had to Google it. Never heard that word a day in my life. At this point, I feel like the devs are just taking words and typing them into Google. What is the adjective for this word? Like, oh, that looks really long and big. Let's slap it into the game. Which...
Hey honk. What the That talent right here gained 33% CC resistance at the start of the turn. I have a 15% chance to dispel all CC effects. That was my train of thought. Okay, anyways, we're going to move on. We're just going to skip that one and come back to it. Perseverance. At the end of each turn, becomes steadfast. Lose 30 speed and gain 15% attack and armor. Steadfast is removed upon taking action. This is your worst one. That's all I'm going to say. That's your worst one. Violent Recovery. Have a chance to trigger 2x healing based on the crit. I can't stop laughing. It's just too funny when they do this stuff. Hands down. Y'all are funny for changing the names around just at random. So anyway, have a chance to trigger 2x healing, aka is based off your crit rate. So if your crit rate is 100%, then, well, I guess you're going to trigger 2x healing 100%. So if you have 20 million health and a hero gives you 8 million health, that just doubled to 16 million health. Extremely OP when it comes to the correct heroes. Moving to Eternal Talents. Yo, the Hero Clash devs are funny, man. They be doing some goofy stuff, man, I swear. Moving on to Eternal Talent, you have Soul Gaze, one of my favorite. When failing to kill a target with an attack, gain a mark. Each stack increases damage by 10%, up to 50%, but only 1 mark per turn, right? I really enjoy that one. Really do. Rapid Circulation. After launching an attack, gain 20 speed on the next turn and have a 20% chance to take action. The bonus action is a 3-turn cooldown. Another good one as well. Soul Mastery. This one's my all-time favorite, as you'll see in the future. Gain 30% debuff hits. For each enemy that takes an action, gain 4% debuff hit until the end of the turn. Yes, if you're trying to stun someone, petrify, charm somebody, this is the one you want to go with. Violent Smash. Yeah, geez always. When dealing damage to enemies with a skill, have a 50% chance to deal 250% of attack as bonus damage. This effect can only trigger once per enemy each turn. You're pretty much rolling the die to add 250% attack, aka, so if your hero has 1 million attack, that means you'll be doing 2.5 million attack. Usually, you know, my strongest hero is Natalie, and she has just over 800,000 attack. So, not bad, right? That'd be 2 million damage. Woohoo, baby, that's crazy. Rampart. Gain a shield equal to 10% of HP, then grant the same shield to allies in the same column. This effect is a 2-turn cooldown. Each hero can only be affected by 1 shield at a time. This one is nice. A really quick fun story. This Rampart used to be extremely OP where everything stacked, so you would have heroes in the Crucible with like a crap ton of HP and shield, and it was just borderline annoying. And then if you paired a Rampart with Excess, it was just over the top. Your shield would be like extremely blue, and it was just so hard to penetrate it. And if you didn't have the same exact talents as your enemy, you guaranteed lost. I remember that. It was for like 2 Crucibles in a row, like 4 months ago. And it was just OP. It doesn't matter who you have unlocked. If you equipped Excess and Rampart, it was over for the enemy unless they equipped it as well. So any enemies who didn't know it were decimated, 100%. With that being said, when it comes to all the talents, we're going to play a little game, hands down. First things first, we're going to go over to good old Dragonic.
Face the power of a true dragon.
Oh, man. So, we're going to do a test. If you're rocking out Dragonic with this setup, or your own setup, depending on what you want to do, with this current setup, what would you choose as a talent? Remember, we have the good old Spirit Song Necklace from the previous video. We talked about Dragonic in depth, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you watch it. We talk about artifacts in depth. And then we have level 30. And of course, we have the good old armor penetration, 30%. And then we have Guardian Runes, aka damage reduction for days. Right? So with that being said, what would you choose as a legendary talent? I would choose Precision Strike 100% or Shadow Assault, depending on who my enemy is. On average, I would choose Precision Strike, though. Now, if I'm going against Natalie, I would choose Shadow Assault 100%. Moving on to the next Mythic Talent. What would you choose for Mythic Talents? This should be completely obvious. There's only one right answer. I don't care who you are. Weak point. Attacks ignore 50% of the target's armor. Dragonic is phenomenal for ignoring armor, hands down. So that's the only correct answer. I do not care. Now, there is no wrong answer. Right now, I'm being funny, but there really is no wrong answer. It all depends on your perspective and what your strategy is in the game. And then you're going to see a huge trend with all these videos. It's all about what your strategy is. And it comes down to, is your strategy better than the enemy strategy? Just saying. With that being said, moving on. Transcendent Talent. Which one would be perfect for Dragonic? I would either go with Wrathful Curse or... I'm going to go with Wrathful Curse. Yes, I think that's the only good one for him in my point of view when it comes to my strategy. It might be different for you, but if we're on the same page, you would choose Wrathful Curse, right? Next is Eternal Talent. Which one would you choose? Yes. 100% without a shadow of a doubt, I would choose Soul Gaze. The reason why is because I've already put the necklace on him, so it means he's going to last a very long time. So if we end up going 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, well, guess what? All those enemies he's hitting is gaining 10% more damage each round. I think that's beautiful for Dragonic. And yeah. Moving on to the second test, we're going to go over to the good old...
Those who are living have always been overrated.
Facts. Now, as you can see, we have good old level 30 Devil's Fangs. Increase the debuff hit by 60%. You're not going to beat me. No, I'm going to charm you. I'm going to charm you into any enemies who face me in the Crucible. You'll never win. You'll never get uncharmed. With that being said, first things first. Which talent would you choose for legendary talent? Honestly? I honestly don't know. I forgot what I would choose. Just kidding. I would choose Esper Shield. I'm not really too big on her attack because she is going to be one of my third best heroes when it comes to attack. She's going to be on the team of Alvarez and Natalie. So I'm not focused on her attack. I'm more focused on her charm. Can I get a pun, baby? Let's go. Moving on to the next mythic talent. Which one would you choose for Cecina? Honestly, I would probably do Selfless Protection or Weak Point. Ignore their armor. Either or. For Transcendent Talent, 100% without a shadow of a doubt, I would probably go with Violent Recovery or this one right here, right? Now for the fourth one, Eternal Talent, what would you... This one's obvious. If we all should be on the same page. If anyone chooses anything else, I'm extremely curious on what your strategy is because there's only one correct answer in my opinion. And that is... Soul Mastery. Hands down. Like, this is the only correct answer. Why? Gain 30% debuff hit. Debuff hit means you're going to increase your odds of hitting them with the charm. For each enemy that takes an action, gain 4% debuff hit until the end of the turn. So if enemy takes action before her, well, guess what? 4% increase. You might think 4% isn't a lot, but think about it. You have 30% plus 4% plus 60% plus whatever debuff hits on this stuff. You get where I'm going, where I'm coming from, right? Just saying. The last test.
The brightest moonlight is held in the hands of darkness.
Is the good old Alvarez, baby. Hands down, she is a beast. First things first, what I would choose is Precision Strike 100%. The second one I would choose is either Weak Point or Fatal Blow. One of these two. Giant Killer I wouldn't recommend just because she shreds already. And I feel like her health isn't really that high to begin with. So I you know what? There is no wrong answer. Unless you choose Vital Armor. That's just not the move. Unless you're doing PvE. Next, Transcendent Talent I would choose for her is Wrathful Curse, yeah. I would choose Wrathful Curse or Excess Heal, depending on who your heroes are on that team. And for Eternal Talent, I would either choose Soul Gaze or Violent Smash. One of those two. Now, if you're going against an enemy in the Crucibles who's just extremely, like, gung-ho when it comes to speed, then I would choose Rapid Circulation. You're going to want your Alvarez attack first, trust me. That being said, yeah. I think this video is going to be like pushing like 20 minutes. Sorry about that. But with that being said, greatness manifested.